Every so often here at GPFans, a little nugget drops into our inbox that we just can't turn away. So when Romain Grosjean said he was willing to sit down and have a chat with us, well, we were never going to say no. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but Sebas from our Dutch team was able to have a chat with the former Formula 1 driver about everything to do with IndyCar, Max Verstappen against Sergio Pérez, porpoising, and anything else going on in the world of motorsport. So here it is, the exclusive interview with Romain Grosjean.
So Romain Grosjean, welcome back in our show once again. Let's talk about the Indy 500. A couple of weeks ago, you drove the Indy 500. Bring us back to that race. How was the experience for you?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it's 3 weeks of intense competition. From the first day we started practicing, which was the Tuesday after the Indy Grand Prix. We had fans already. And very intense. You know, every time you go on track, you have the car to be good because you're going so fast that when the car is good, it's actually very easy. But when the car is not so good, it's quite a challenge. So with tricky condition for the practice, it was either very very hot, either super windy or rainy. So it wasn't easy. But qualifying went really well. I was happy with qualifying. The race not so well, but we knew that if it was going to be a hot day, we would struggle a little bit, and Saturday it was hot, so we had a bit of a struggle. So, you know, a lot of experience learned from next year. More than 300,000 spectators, the same place, same day. It's absolutely incredible.
So you had a weird crash during the race. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, same as Rinus VK, same corner, same type of crash. The rear end just went on me without really any reason. So, you know, on ovals, I'm obviously very new. So I went to see all the engineers and I asked, what did I do wrong? What can I do better for next year and so on? And everyone looked at me and said, the car was just bad. And that's what you get when you have a bad car. There's nothing you can do. So I was kind of relieved that it wasn't on me. That, you know, everyone always told me on ovals, if the car is bad, there's nothing you can do about it. I was like, yeah, I'll deal with it. No, you can't. It's the cars to be good.
So ovals, is it much harder than just a street circuit?
It is hard. I mean, you know, I would say that there is very specific things that you need to get ready for. I think from coming from Europe, for me, the biggest part to understand is that, as I said, the car does the job and not the driver. You know, the driver is here to get a run on people or lift off the throttle or time it right, but it's the car that turns on its own in the corner. It's the car that does the job. And if it's good, it's really nice. If it's bad, it's a very long day in the car.
So the guy who won was a former Formula 1 driver as well, Marcus Ericsson. You had a great battle with him in the Road of America, right?
Yeah, we had some fun, and Marcus has done an incredible job at the 500. We knew from day one that it was going to be a Ganassi winning the race. They were so strong. So they had Tony Cannon, they had Scott Dixon, Palou, Marcus, and Jimmy Johnson, and you could tell that those 5 cars were so strong by any conditions. So yeah, Dixon was supposed to win it. He overspeeded in the pit lane. So Marcus was like, "Thank you very much. I'll take that one."
A crash during the qualifier in Detroit, but in the Road of America, your results were great. How do you bring yourself back to that momentum to get behind the wheel and then you think, all right, I need to score points this race? How is it? Is it a mental game or?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's been the month of May has been quite rough because the Indy GP. It's the first time I was driving IndyCar on wet, and it was actually super fast. Started 10th, came 3rd. And then we messed up the strategy and we got it completely wrong at the end where I was on slicks when it was pouring down. So finished 17th in the Indy 500. You know, it's a very particular race. I would take that one almost aside. Yes, no ideal to crash in Detroit. I was being a bit stupid in qualifying. I needed to find 0.2 of a second, and I tried to do it in one corner. That's never going to work, and it didn't work. So I had a crash. Then the race, something weird happened in the race. We had to change the car, the chassis, and so on. So maybe something wasn't quite right. And then we went to Road America and things got back to a better place. You know, still not 100% happy with what we got because I'd like to win races, but fourth is a good one in Road America. It's a tough circuit, and for the underage team, we were 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which was pretty good.
Behind me, I have the green car, your green livery. Why is it that you change your livery once or twice a season, or maybe more?
It's more than that because I have had a yellow one, a blue one, two green ones. I'm having a black one next race. So we in IndyCar, it's not like Formula One. Within the team, we have teams. So already we've got the car 26, 27, 28, and 29, and they consider us 4 teams within one team. And every car is a different painting. Every car's got a different sponsor. And this year, DHL decided not to take the full season for delivery. So there were some races open, and that's why we've had some different sponsors joining for those races. It's a bit strange, I must admit, to change color every other race, but it's been good to represent some nice brands. We'll see what next year is like.
You got 9 races to go. You're currently at 12, I think. What are the projections for the upcoming races?
I don't know. I think it's not what the season that we wanted. Let's be honest. We thought we were going to be better than that. We had some tough luck. Really, we've had a few races where we just got really unlucky, and in Texas the engine blew. As I say, in the GP we stayed on slicks under the wet. Barber, we messed up the strategy. We should have been much better. So Indy 500 counts double in terms of points. So when you finish 31st, that one hurts a lot for the championship. But as I say, 9 races to go. Take them one by one. Next one is Mid-Ohio. It's a tough circuit. It's like really a roller coaster. It's just a tiny circuit, but very low grip and roller coaster. So fun to drive. And then we've got a little bit more ovals, short ovals, Iowa and Gateway. I'm looking forward to go to. So 9 races, there's 9 wins opportunities, and we try to score as many points as we can, do the best we can, and after Laguna Seca, we see where we end up.
So bouncing to Formula One, have you ever experienced that problem that the drivers currently have?
No, absolutely not. It looks nasty. It looks bad. I mean, we've always been running the car as low as we could and bottoming hard on the straight, but not bouncing the way they do.
So Hamilton is really struggling with it. He looks like an old man stepping out of that car. Do you feel sorry for him?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, it's hard on the body. I think it's definitely not something we would like to see. But it's here, so you just have to deal with it.
Red Bull Racing got the porpoising under control, like it seems like. Do you think they will go and grab that championship even with so many races to go, or will Ferrari strike back, or maybe even Mercedes?
We never know. That's the beauty of sports. So it's always very open. But I think Red Bull has got a good chance. They've been very impressive at fighting for the 2021 World Championship till the last race, and then having a good car for 2022. And they had some reliability issue early in the year, but it seems to have that under control. Looks like Perez is doing a great job as well at pushing Max, and both of them are dominating the last few races. So, I mean, Ferrari is going to try. They've got a very fast car, but they do need to finish the races.
Do you think Red Bull has given the green light to both drivers to compete for that championship?
No, I think Max is number 1 and Sergio is number 2. Yeah, I think that's the way Red Bull has always worked, and all the radio communication that you get to the races, even in Baku, the message to Perez was like, no fighting. I mean, he's leading the race. Why wouldn't he fight to keep the lead? But I think it's very clear in Red Bull. And to be fair, Max has done such an incredible job for the team that it's kind of normal that he's got the priority.
So you think we'll hear more board radio messages during the race?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, the last time I spoke to you, you said Haas couldn't win races. Well, you were right. They had a great momentum, though. At the start of the season, they had a great car. Magnus is doing a great job. But currently, I think they're losing their momentum. Schumacher is in a difficult position right now. If Mick calls you up right now, like Grosjean, if you can give me any advice, what would it be?
Oh wow, that's a tough question. I don't know. I mean, I know Mick a little bit, but not that much. But yes, he has to get back on track on his feet. He's been having some rough races recently. I think the car is not helping because the car is going a little bit backwards. So he probably wants to do what Kevin did early in the season with 5th place finishing and some points. But right now the car cannot do it because there hasn't been any update on it, and that's very kind of typical for Haas to start well the season and go backwards. I know too well. And, you know, if you try to go for fifth, like me, would probably try to go now to score some points, absolutely, then you start making mistakes, and that's what happened. So it just take the time, and sometimes slower is faster.
How much do you think Ferrari is involved with everything that's going on with difficulties?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's a very strong link between Haas and Ferrari, but right now, I think Ferrari is really focused on what they, how they can improve themselves, and try to give Red Bull a harder time for the championship.
The F1 is currently considering like implementing a salary cap in the future. Is it fair? Should the salary cap be something in Formula One, or is it just nonsense?
I don't think it should be a salary cap. I think Formula One teams are making money now with the budget cap, so why the driver shouldn't make money? Obviously, there's some I think what has always, for me, was a surprise is the discrepancy between salary. You know, I know driver in Formula One that have been paid $150,000 a season, and you've got other making 50 million. I understand that some drivers are better than others. Some drivers got more sponsor, or, you know, it can be probably a bit more bankable for the sponsors. But that difference of salaries is a little bit too big to be explained.
So, Romain Grosjean, thank you for this interview. What's your schedule for the next couple of weeks?
Well, I'm going to the Formula One race in Montreal, and then we're racing. Then we've got a test in Indianapolis, then racing in Mid-Ohio, and then where do we go after Mid-Ohio? Toronto, I believe, and then Iowa. And I mean, until the September 11, I've got 9 races. So that's 2 months, is it? 3 months? 9 races is 3 months. 3 races a month, so pretty intense.
A big thanks to Romain Grosjean for taking the time out to have a chat with us here at GP Fans, and you can stay up to date with everything that we're doing, including interviews like that, by hitting the subscribe button down below here on the YouTube channel, getting onto gpfans.com for the latest news in Formula One, and GP Fans Global on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok as well. We'll see you there.